So welcome back to a brand new episode of Walkin and Talkin with Tim. And listen, this is a very special episode because Dr. Houshmand has invited me to the farm, his farm, Rowan's farm, right? And behind us is the first step, right? You're gonna explain it to us, but I just wanted to kind of showcase, look how big it is. There's a lot of land here, almost 20 acres, right?
Yeah.
And there's a lot gonna happen here, but we're gonna get into it. So we're gonna spin around real quick and we're gonna get started. I'll be right back. So we're back, all right, so we're in the same spot and Dr. Houshmand's gonna explain exactly what's going on with all of this right here. This is all the peppers, right?
Yes, this is the pepper part of the entire farm. As many of you know, I'm more known as Dr. Pepper than President Houshmand, which is kind of, I don't know how to feel about it.
I don't either.
Even though really it's not my business. But nonetheless, we, as you know, we have been producing hot sauce and selling hot sauce, and every penny of the proceeds goes to students that are in financial emergency need. It's been tremendously helpful. We have sold a lot of hot sauce over the years.
It's good stuff.
And absolutely, and also we've got, a big endowment that's going to help many students.
Is it in
So
stores?
we grow the peppers in here.
Yeah.
These are the hottest peppers in the world: Carolina Reapers, Ghosts, and all those nasty stuff. As well as these nice guys like Long Hot and habaneros and jalapenos. All these guys, every one of these things is going to produce hundreds and hundreds of pounds of peppers. All of them go to storage, go to a food center, Rutgers Food Center that we work with. And we then produce 3 levels of hot sauce.
Yeah.
One of them is called, the lowest one is called Nasty Delicious. And the next level that is hotter is called Nasty. And the one that really burns you and possibly hurts you is called Nasty Vicious. And Nasty Vicious gets its heat from Carolina Reaper and those that are the hottest peppers in the world. So,
have you ever pulled the hottest one out of the ground and just bitten into it?
No, I would be crazy to do that. If you want to do it, you're welcome to it, and I would love to see the clip of that one.
I would like it too.
So this is the hot sauce thing. So all sorts of peppers grows in here as well as in that tunnel. All that tunnel, they're all peppers of various sorts. As well as there are raised beds over there. Those are also hot sauce. So hot peppers. So tons of hot peppers. By the time we produce these things and pick them, we are talking about, I don't know, 5,000 pounds. So it's a lot of stuff. So we store these things, we freeze them, and over the year we produce a lot of hot sauce and sell them to good people, and hopefully they enjoy it.
So are you in supermarket now?
Well, no, unfortunately I'm not, because that requires us having employees who have to go to the shelves and put them in there. We really are not in that business. This is actually a student run. The beauty of this thing is that it teaches
you guys
kids
ship, right?
Yeah, exactly. But the beauty of this business is that it teaches kids how to start a small business and run it. From inception, from seed all the way to end product. They need to understand how to do the packaging, how to do production, how to get approval for an FDA, how to price these things, how to distribute these things, what is the price point that makes the profit, where do you get the supply chain, where do you get the manufacturing, all of these things where do you get the financing.
Every facet of business.
And I teach these things to these kids, and I think we talk about it, and that's the beauty of it, and I think, so there are multiple purposes. Yes, there is a way in which you can have needy students, but more importantly, you teach everybody how to fish. And that's really what we need to teach our next generation, to become creative American small business creators, because that's the fundamental strength of this country. So the more we get these kids to learn how to go and start a business and create wealth, the better the country will.
Well, you talked about just growing a garden. Just starting a garden in your backyard, that's the beginning of it, right?
Yeah.
And then moving on from there, and we talked about, the one thing that I said to you was, becoming healthy and wealthy. Right?
Yeah.
Because you don't have to be wealthy to be healthy, right? And that's a super important thing to keep in mind, because that's one of the things that you were trying to teach me when I got here, is that, we are coming to a pass where people are wanting to become more healthy, and it's important to realize you don't have to be wealthy to be healthy, right? So explain a little bit about that.
Well, really all it takes is that you do a little bit of walking, you take care of yourself in terms of what it is that you eat, what you use to drink, and it's really all it goes to the laws of physics, the conservation of energy. What you take in and what you put out. When you eat, First of all, eat healthy, as much as water as possible, and I don't drink anything else. I eat other than water. I'll have a glass of wine, but really that's the drink I'm comfortable with. And the rest of it, a lot of fresh vegetables, just purely fresh. And eat what you want. I eat a lot of food. I'm a pig, and I admit it. But I burn every bit of it.
As long as you're working out, you're going to burn it off. Especially this kind of food.
Exactly.
You know, it's the burgers you can't get rid of.
We are so fortunate. We are in a country where there is enough resources in terms of land, water, and technology to produce the most nutritious food. And it's a shame if you don't take advantage of this most amazing gift. Because
Absolutely.
I can tell you millions and possibly billions of people are absolutely deprived of that.
And you talked also about, are we going to walk over this?
Yeah. Let's go and see the next project. Then the hot sauce, as I told you. Now, what we're doing here, you can see all of these are all tomatoes. These are all heirloom tomatoes.
I'm going to roll around here. See all that?
Hundreds of them, hundreds, thousands. And then this is another tunnel. All of that is, again, heirloom tomatoes.
Yep.
So what do we do with this? We have a bunch of students who work for us.
Here, I'm going to give a look at this. Ready? There you go.
Yes.
Look at this thing.
And they get paid, and we take these things, we box them, we take them to our campus, we give them to Field Abundance, we give them to churches, we give them to Boys and Girls Club, anybody. I don't care whether you're wealthy, healthy, non-wealthy, poor, you're actually welcome to come in here on a certain day to pick your own.
There you go.
The idea in here is for us to produce this thing and give them to our communities so that they too enjoy fresh and healthy produce.
I'm picking some stuff.
Yes, you can welcome and pick as much as you want. And there's going to be so much tomatoes, you have no idea. Thousands of pounds. Last year we gave away 25,000 pounds of these produce to the community.
And speaking of that, you talked to me about in the beginning about bringing this kind of thing to general communities that don't have them. Like, you said, what we don't want to have happen is everyone coming to the food. We have to have the food get to everybody else.
Well, of course. I mean, with this country, one of the biggest issues that we are right now dealing with this country is the whole issue of immigration, especially illegal immigration. And why do you think human beings move to this country? They do because they are after a better life. Better life means better food, better water, better school for their kids. And the only reason they leave where they come from is because they don't have those things. Now we have two choices. Either to let them come in and share it with us, and eventually everybody in here is going to have problems, or to help them produce it over there so they can stay where they are. So we need to start doing serious research how to produce massive amount of food that are highly nutritious but use least amount of water and soil, because that's really what is depleting in the southern hemisphere. That's why there is massive migration. If you look at it, there are millions of people on the move, millions. And movement of people means war, because it's about sharing the resources. If you have an apple and you need an apple, and somebody comes and says, I want half of it, that's going to create conflict. Take this thing and produce this thing to a massive scale. That's the future war. In order to prevent that, we in these universities need to teach our future generation how to use our technologies, our brains, and our resources to come up with modules that we can produce maximum amount of high nutritious food at the least amount of resources. And then export these things to every corner of the world and teach those people how to produce them, to eat them, to enjoy them, and to create jobs and stay where they are. That to me is the harmony of the future. Otherwise we're going to use tanks and airplanes.
And I said to you, I said it reminds me of teach a man how to fish and you feed him for life, and you said it's easier to grow a garden. Look at this. I mean, look at this. This is amazing. How long do you think it would take people to put something like this together? How long does it take to get this really up off the ground? Out of the ground. Out of the ground.
Out of the ground. I start actually the peppers. I start seeding them in the basement of my house about end of February. So they go to these small cups every morning, lunchtime, dinner time. I go and water them, take care of them until they become kind of a little bit bigger. Then I bring them to our greenhouse over there and take care of them, feed them. They grow to the size, and then right after Memorial Day, we put them on the ground. And we do that through calling for volunteers. One member of our staff, our students, in fact, student workers are just showing up. They will come in and they help us to plant these things, thousands of them. And then from then on, I have a farmer that I've hired.
Right.
And I've got employees, many students who get paid, and they come in here. Not only do they learn, but also they actually do all the work. Picking, watering, cleaning, all of that. Removing the weeds and boxing. It's actually a highly laborious work. And we all do it. I do it myself. I come in most times at 6 a.m. and I go into the greenhouse and water the seedlings and take care of these things. And I do the picking and I do the eating as well. So that's been one part. No, this farm is actually has many other purposes, and I would love to take you to the big greenhouse and show you what technology can bring for us.
We're going to take a walk. We'll see you in a minute. So, Dr. Houshmand, as you see, he's running. So we're going to pick some vegetables. So he's running to grab us some gloves and some baskets so we can do this. So it's pretty wild. I mean, take a look at this. This is amazing, right? I don't even know what this is yet, but I'm looking forward to figuring it out, that's for sure. All right, so here we are, we're back, and Dr. Houshmand, as I showed you, he was running to get the baskets and the gloves. And what are we picking here? What is this?
We are picking zucchinis and cucumbers. Zucchinis are various types, there are about 3 or 4 types. And there is this delicious cucumber called the Armenian cucumber. It's ugly looking, but it's delicious as heck. So that's what we're picking. I'm going to give you a basket full of stuff to take home and enjoy. So you hold on to this, like for example this zucchini or squash. Look at it, isn't it beautiful?
Take a look.
There's another one.
The farmer got this?
Oh yeah.
So while he was here, he comes here every day. Every day. We have to talk about that too.
That's vacation for me.
It's vacation for you.
Yeah.
So this is a peaceful thing.
Yes.
It's cathartic.
Yes. This is getting away from the complexities of running the university. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we've got student workers, 3 or 4 of them. Soon you're going to see they're going to come in here, then they're going to pick all of these things. They're going to box them, and they're going to take them to either a church or to our food pantry or to give them to Phil Abundance. And that's what we're going to do with thousands and thousands of pounds over the whole summer.
So he said students are coming to pick all this stuff and check. And the other thing he said that's really important, I think, that we have to talk about is that you said that farming in general, how important it is, and the appreciation for farmers, and getting up at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning to come and do all this stuff, and you do this every day.
Yes, and look, talk to those students, and they'll tell you how much joy they have by coming in here. Those are also squash. These are called 8-ball.
Look at that.
Let me give you a quick recipe. Cut the top of it, empty the inside, fill it with a little bit of olive oil.
That comes down a little lower.
Olive oil, cheese, and pepperoni. Put it in the oven for 15 minutes. Oh my God.
You got that? New recipe. Ali's 8-ball.